get into the discussion of why somebody cheated, we can really understand whether or not that person is sympathetic.
YouTube, what up, what up, what up? Niggas talking about is cheating wrong. First off, cheating on your partner is just crazy, bro. Like, I don't condone that. I don't fuck with that. I wouldn't want to cheat on somebody because I know if it was them that did it to me, I would have go crazy. I would have go crazy. Simple as that, man. That's it. But we about to watch this Jubilee video right here. Let's see what some people say, if they agree or not.
I feel like from the side of being cheated on, I think the biggest thing to understand is that forgiveness is something that everybody does deserve. I think that once
That's facts. I know some people deserve forgiveness, but I mean, first off, you gotta know the motive of why they cheated, though. If they cheated for some crazy shit, man, fuck the forgiveness. I'm not forgiving nothing.
we get into the discussion of why somebody cheated, we can really understand whether or not that person is sympathetic and whether or not that person is somebody that you want to keep around in your life. But I think forgiveness and keeping them in that same relationship are not synonymous. They go separately.
I
Facts.
completely agree. However, I do think that forgiveness is something that we give to ourselves, not necessarily somebody else. So in the event that my
Makes sense.
husband cheats on me, I would be giving him forgiveness so that I could set myself free from any hostility or anger that I may hold on to in the event.
I think it should benefit both sides in that sense. Now, whether that other person takes it and uses it to their benefit, you can't control that, and it shouldn't be up to you to try and push that. But yes, also making sure that that forgiveness is for yourself as well, so you can move forward, whether it be with that person or alone, and not take that burden on to the next relationship if that relationship doesn't work out.
Hey, he got some good points. I ain't gonna front. That's a fact, bro. Honestly, if somebody cheated, that I would basically ask the person, what did I do wrong? Like, was it the lack of attention? You went out and get attention from somebody else, or what is it? Basically, I want to know. But this nigga got some good points, man. I fuck with his valid
completely
points.
agree. And I forgive because I've been forgiven. So, and I'm a Christian, so I believe in forgiveness. I believe that we should
You're a
forgive
cheater.
people because we have been forgiven.
You know, you can have short-term forgiveness and long-term forgiveness. And, you know, it's like, are you addressing the root of the issue?
Yes.
And really, if you're truly forgiving, and forgiveness is something that comes with maturity and with life experience, it's the whole circle of forgiveness. You get so much and you release the other person and yourself from anything, and then you can move forward from that
Yes.
point.
Well, I feel like forgiveness is definitely a good thing because you wouldn't want to go into the next relationship and treat that next woman like your ex. I mean, not everybody's the same, but you don't want to fuck up the relationship from the beginning when you didn't even give that person a chance and you just assume that the new girlfriend gonna automatically cheat just like your ex. Yeah, you gotta give them a chance, man.
One thing that is interesting, though, is that there are 3 people from the
You definitely
cheated
gotta
side
forgive.
who have sat down, but only one on the cheated on.
Forgive, but never forget.
That is interesting.
I guess
yeah.
I'd be curious to hear more so about your guys' experiences, because it seems like in this instance you were cheated on.
Yes, yes,
So I cheated on him.
yes.
Oh,
And he
that's his girl? That's why he was talking like that, man. Shit. Bruh. That's crazy.
forgave me, but I guess I'll let you explain that.
Forgiveness is it's a step-by-step process. It's not anything that does happen instant. And for us, that was something that we did step by step. And as you said, getting down to the root of it was a big thing.
Yes.
To
Facts.
where all questions have been answered, all things that were left up to an idle mind are no longer there. And so by getting down to the root of it, I can also figure out, okay, were there some areas that as a husband, I did not uphold what I needed to be? It might have
Areas
been
that you
that
need
you
to
might have
improve
felt
in.
emotionally you couldn't feel like you can come to me.
So do you feel like you have equal
Right.
blame in the cheating that occurred?
Can I interrupt? I think that bringing the conversation to the concept of blame, I think you actually kind of have to understand the purpose of blame. And I think that the purpose of blame is to shift responsibility. When I have conversations around cheating, I really like to steer clear of the blame game because the truth is, like, we all played a part, society included.
Can we have the disagreeers please step forward?
Nickelodeon was kid everything, but that marked one of the darkest chapters. These are 3 predators who worked at Nickelodeon.
It made me wonder who was being hurt.
Have you ever
Just to go back to kind of the
They
imbalance
disagree?
that we saw there, I'd be curious to hear from the cheated on group first.
There's a few things I heard that I found interesting. One, you said about not using the blame game, and then also when you
Oh, you could tell these people right here. Once if they see the ex face to face, they scrapping automatic. They
said
scrap.
about you felt like you may have had something to do with, not being a husband or whatever it may be, and those are things I kind of disagree with. Like, I know most of us walk with good intentions in life, right? We're all trying to be a good
Facts.
person, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe not. But at the most part, you start off that way, right? But I guess the way I live my life, I don't give anybody any excuse to do something wrong to me. So if you do something wrong to me, you have to kind of go out of your way to do that. And this idea that
He's right.
you start saying, well, it must have been something I did. It actually might not have been. It might have been just the other person wasn't where you were at as a human being. And also the other thing I heard was about,
Feel me? Sometimes it's temptation, bro. Sometimes I feel like sometimes the partner don't even really have to do anything for the person to cheat on them. It's just they tempted with lust, and they just go out and fuck shit up. It's crazy.
Forgiving for yourself. I've never understood that statement. They did something wrong, I'm just going to move on. I'm not going to hold any ill will to you. It just happened.
Can I respond to that?
Go ahead.
So I actually agree with the 2 things you said about the forgiveness.
I agree.
I have
Facts.
never understood that either. I just feel like, for me, if it works for other people, that's great. I actually have found healing in not forgiving people. And I think there's a difference. I think I choose not to forgive them, and then eventually I am indifferent towards them, is what I'm saying. I think there's a difference between not forgiving someone and hating someone.
And I think most of that narrative comes from usually the person who cheated, saying, you forgive for yourself, or like, you never hear it coming from the actual person who got cheated on. And again, to that point, it seems it's always connected to, if you don't forgive, you're holding on to some ill will. No, I just don't think about it. It's done, and I'll just move on with life.
At least for
Really,
me, I think
facts.
that it comes back around to honesty. I mean, any of us that were cheated on, I don't think it's any of our responsibility that our partner.
From both sides have good points. It's kind of similar. You feel me? They basically have a similar agreement. Similar points.
Chose to be dishonest with us about anything, because even if you assume that, it was something you did, maybe you weren't being open enough, or maybe the conversation wasn't happening that needed to happen, it's still not your responsibility fully, I don't think. You can't force anyone to be faithful or to be honest or to be
Definitely
true.
And
can't.
that's the interesting part.
Definitely
that,
can't.
Somebody gets cheated on, thinks, well, what did I do? Like, they should never think that.
With the early part of our marriage, what I thought a husband was, I go out, I make the check, and I come home and have sex. I'm just
Wait, is he still married to Shorty? Or he divorced Shorty?
being completely honest. I didn't see nothing else emotional that I needed to bring to the table. So that does not make an excuse for somebody to go out and do something. Yes, we should go ahead and have communication. We should try to learn how to grow within this. But I feel like that was the importance of trying to figure out where did I...
You could tell this nigga really thought about everything that he was about to say today, because he noticed he's probably the only person that got cheated. Well, I'm bugging out. Well, he's probably the only person that got cheated on with the person that I don't even know what the fuck I'm saying. I'm bugging out. He's probably what the fuck, bro? He's probably the only person that's here with the person that cheated on him. If that makes sense, whatever, man.
have any type of flaw as a husband, Because
what I
even if
mean.
we would have decided we're not going to work it out, I don't want to go and keep recreating the same type of marriage.
I just want to say I think it's really interesting that you're the only person from the cheated on and I was the only person from the cheated side. And speaking from my personal
Oh, she
experience,
cheated?
because my partner also used to be a cheater.
That's why she got that fucking type of a. That's why she really didn't. She agreed with the person, but she didn't give a fuck about forgiveness. Cause she probably thought, I mean, that nigga she cheated on with, her boyfriend didn't give a fuck about her. That's why she feeling like that.
And we came together and, you know, maybe part of it is just us growing up, you know, or we committed to each other, but we consciously made the decision to grow together, grow
you don't even want to
separately.
grow.
And so I think if he were to cheat on me, I would not be able to forgive that because it's like, well, we promised each other this growth.
Well, I'll be damned. You cheated on somebody, you wanted them to forgive you. But if the person cheat on you, you wouldn't forgive them. This shit crazy.
Growth, and we've put all, it would be less about the cheating itself, I think, for me.
Or am I wrong?
And more about the breaking the promise of the growth that we've made. And it's like, well, how am I supposed to trust you now?
For my specific experience, it was more
Which
of a
one is
physical
she?
thing. I was a
Cheated
virgin,
on.
and I wasn't ready to do that yet. And the guy I was
Shit.
with was a couple years older than me, and he went out and did that. And I could never forgive him because the physical thing was something that we could never fix. I wasn't gonna have sex with him, you know? So forgiveness for me was very hard because there was nothing to work on for me. So there was nothing to improve that relationship, so it was over.
I'm just curious, if he had, I have no idea what your relationship was like.
go
but,
for it, go for
If
it.
he had come to you and said, I love you, I care about you, this is something that I really need, how would you feel about like,
What the fuck do you need? Somebody else? What is she talking about?
you know, allowing him to go out and do that, or would you like, we should just break up then?
Totally. I mean, I think that I was getting to the point of potentially being ready. But after he did that with someone else, then I was like, okay, no. And I literally did not speak to a man for like 3-4 years.
Yes,
like it was a very emotionally
That nigga was about to be one lucky
traumatizing for me.
nigga, I
I
see.
was only 16.
Love is so rewarding when it's good, but it's so painful when it's bad.
Like, comment, subscribe. Make sure y'all comment below your thoughts, man. I'm outie.